for YouTube. And for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, just know that this is a radio show. So the show is being recorded in 4 parts. There will be interruptions. And when the music is on for the intro, we will be muted. So I'm hoping that all of you will be dancing with me, even though we're muted. Today, we're talking with Dr. Lisa Schulz, and we have Megan and Shahnawaz who are going to get a reading from Dr. Mona Lisa. She's a medical intuitive. And so we're going to learn and grow together today. So just know that there will be during the breaks, we will talk to all of you who are watching us live on Facebook and at Lillian's radio show. And if you're watching us later on YouTube or listening on, well, the people who are listening on the radio don't get to have this part, but we record the on and off the air conversations unedited. The information is more important than looking good. How about that? And so fasten your seatbelts because we are going to learn and grow together. Here we go. We're going to get muted right now.
The Lillian McDermott Show.
We love, we fear, bridges we burn, we make mistakes, then we live and learn. When life gets tough, and it seems like your best ain't good enough. If you're in need of hope, you know where I'll be right here. Right here, and when you need a friend, you can count on me. I'll be right here, waiting for you.
This is the place you can always turn to when you need a friend. The Lillian McDermott Show. To reach out to Lillian, visit her on the web at whenyouneedafriend.com. Now let's all learn together. Here's Lillian McDermott.
Hello, my listening friend. It's so nice we can meet each other on the air on this beautiful best day ever. And for those of you who have been tuning into the show since 2011, or maybe just tuned in yesterday for the first time, whether you're on Facebook at Lillian's radio show or YouTube later on when we upload the show, or this is, you started watching us yesterday or you've been watching us since 2011, I am so grateful for you. But if this is the first time that you've tuned in, because maybe you knew that Dr. Mona Lisa was going to be on the show, or maybe you just stumbled upon us on the radio or on Facebook or YouTube, once again, those are the ways that you can find me, the places you can find me, then just know I've been waiting for you. This is a safe place where you can go to when you need a friend. It is my commitment to provide alternative ways to heal, and it is my mission to make awareness, responsibility, and truth a part of our everyday life. And I hope you, my listening, as well as my viewing friends, will feel empowered to embrace a new truth and live the life of your dreams. Now, I say that before every single show because there's so much we don't know. The gifts and talents that we all have, that we have given our power away because someone tells us that either we're not enough or you can't get better or something else is happening, or maybe they're treating the body and not treating the spirit or the mind. There's so much that the body needs from us. But are we listening? Are we listening to our body? Well, Dr. Mona Lisa Schulz has a gift, and she has twice as much hearing and twice as much seeing and twice as much feeling, which we all do, but she is able to tap into it. Not only is she a medical intuitive, she has her own show on Hay House. She's an author. There's so many things about Dr. Mona Lisa Schulz that are so endearing. I could go down a long list. It's been about a year since she and I have seen each other, and I'm just so looking forward to having my time one-on-one with her. Dr. Mona Lisa Schulz is the person that Dr. Oz goes to, or Dr. Richard Horowitz, who's been also on the show, when they need someone to help them figure out the root cause of their patient's illness. And today we have 2 lucky, very lucky listeners who have reached out And they too want to know the root cause of their illness, or maybe what they can do to even get better than they are today. And so I'm just excited because, you know, it is our sole purpose in life to give and receive love and knowledge. And I am so grateful that Dr. Mona Lisa Schulz is here to do just that. Welcome back, Dr. Mona Lisa, to the Lillian McDermott Radio Show.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time. How are you?
I am doing well. I'm focused on you, though. So share a little bit about your background and how you are able to listen to this voice within that helps you heal, or helps you help your patients get to the root cause and heal faster.
Well, a lot has happened since the last time I talked to you.
Yes.
I'm actually retired from the field of medicine. I'm no longer practicing as a physician.
Okay.
So I devote my full time now to working in medical intuition, teaching people how their brain and their body teaches them that something in their life is out of balance. And we all have 5 senses in the earth. We have vision, hearing, smell, taste, and body sense. And we all have the flip side of that. So I put a little graphic here. Hopefully, can you see that? Oh, no, it's backwards.
Well, the people that are watching on YouTube, we can do that during off the break, Dr. Mona Lisa. And yes.
So every sense we have an intuitive sense. So for hearing, we have clairaudience. For smell, we have clear smell. For seeing, we have clairvoyant. For sense, body sense, we have clairsentience. So we don't have 6 senses or a 6th sense feeling intuitive. We have 10 senses. So intuition isn't this mystical, out of this world gift that you go to some unusual person who's got like an eye trailing off. It is a normal product of your brain that you can perceive. The interesting and important thing is to find out what's unique about you, your health problems, what's different about your brain, so it can help you use your unique flaw. It will be your genius and intuition.
I love that. I love that. And for those of you who are hearing Dr. Mona Lisa for the first time on the radio, or maybe you've followed her before, she just needs your name and your age. And she's able, and I attended one of her master classes that I love, because I was able to see within myself the areas where I have been able to manifest illness in my own life. And we all have that capability to look at our chakras. And perhaps maybe during the break, Dr. Mona Lisa, you can guide us in what areas we can look at for our own root causes. And we're going to continue our conversation with Dr. Mona Lisa Schulz. If you want to join us and you want to be a part of the live show, you need to go to Facebook Live at Lillian's Radio Show, or maybe subscribe so that you know when and where we are going to be doing our shows live. And we are so excited because we're going to try something new with Dr. Mona Lisa Schulz. And so stay tuned, or you can call me if you have any questions, or leave your messages on the messenger. We're going to be right here waiting for you worldwide at whenyouneedafriend.com. We'll be right here waiting for you.
Right here waiting for you.
Okay, so hello, Victoria from Missouri, and Yvonne. Of course, I said Yvonne. I said, "Are you are looking forward to this?" Well, I know that this is going to be an interesting time. So, Dr. Mona Lisa, let's talk about, because we have 2 minutes off the air. So I'll keep an eye on the clock, and if we need to go back on the air, we'll hear a tap, and then the mics will be muted. So, Dr. Mona Lisa, the different parts of our body, our chakras or healing centers, really quick. Chakra number 1.
Immune system, bones and joints. It has to do with your family that make you feel safe and secure.
Chakra number 2.
2 has to do with 1 + 1 = 2. Relationships and money. Lower back, uterus, ovaries, reproductive organs.
Station.
Then
Chakra number 3.
3. This has to do with the middle part of your body. Digestion, weight, freedom from addiction. This has to do with self-esteem, responsibility, work, capacity to handle burdens, discipline. Fourth center.
Fourth center.
Heart, breast, lungs. This has to do with your mother, your father, nurturance, emotional partnership.
Chakra number 5.
Has to do with your neck. And that has to do with having a voice, saying the right thing to the right person at the right amount of intensity. So you want to just draw them outside of a stick figure, and you won't have a problem remembering where they are.
Yes.
It's too bad we have a mirror thing here. 6th center is right next to your head. And that's, of course, your head, eyes, and ears. That has to do with how you think about things in the world, perception, thought, morality. And then bingo, bango, above your head, of course, would be the spirit. Your connection to spirit, and has to do with purpose in life. Why am I here? Mm-hmm. So there you have it. And there are, of course, 5 other ones, which we're not going to talk about today, because there's only so much you can do in a day without talking real fast and being incoherent.
Yes. And so for those of you that this was just like a little brief, we're going to go into this, and then we're going to invite Megan first, and then we're going to invite Shahnawaz to get a reading from Dr. Mona Lisa. Okay. We're getting tapped. That means we're being muted. Here we go.
You can text Lillian McDermott or leave her a voicemail at 407-373-5959. Once again, here's Lillian.
Welcome to the Lillian McDermott radio show / classroom, where we always learn and grow together. Today's teacher is medical intuitive. She has a PhD and an MD that she did at the same time while dealing with her own issues, medical issues. And she is an amazing woman. And I am just thrilled to have her on the show as often as I possibly can. So Dr. Mona Lisa, before we call Megan to speak and share with you her question, I wanted to let you know that so many people that possess your gifts, whether they're intuitive or maybe they feel other people's pain, whatever it is, how do they protect themselves from acquiring illnesses from other people? How do they protect them?
It's like protecting yourself from money. You don't want to protect yourself from money. You want to figure out how to get as much as you can, but use it the right way. Mm-hmm. People who are very intuitive, it's like winning the lottery. Many people who win the lottery do not do well, and in fact, they go insane and they commit suicide. They get sick because they don't know how to handle that influx of assets in a wise way. They get taken advantage of, and they get sick. The same thing with intuition. A huge influx of information. Unless you learn how to utilize it, it can make you sick, and you can become so porous or so connected to people around you, you literally carry their pain as if it were your own. It's known that people who have an exaggerated ability for medical intuition have difficult health. And so my health has been a little tricky. However, many of the really good medical intuitives, and it's not that common, have a lot of challenges with their health because their emotions and their health are very reactive to people around them. Mm-hmm. If you find that your emotions and physical body are very reactive, to your environment, then chances are you need to learn how to use your intuition.
Mm. Yeah. And so maybe off the air, you can give us tips on how to do that, because I'm a bit empathic as well. You and I have talked about it. And so I always know when that energy is being drained out of me and I have to protect myself. I know that's the word I use, because I become aware that something is, I'm giving way too much and I need to protect myself. So with that in mind, we have Megan, who is wanting a reading from you because she wants to learn the root cause. I have not spoken to Megan, and you and I have spoken to her as much as I have spoken to her as much as you have. So I'm going to invite Megan to come on, and still off the camera because we don't want Dr. Mona Lisa to see you. But I would like for you to welcome you. I want to welcome you to the show, and go ahead and share what you would like to share with Dr. Mona Lisa Schulz.
Megan, how old are you? Megan, how old are you?
I'm 31.
You understand that we're not having a physician-patient relationship. I'm not giving you a diagnosis, prescribing treatment, or doing psychotherapy. This is simply educational. Is that right?
Yes.
Perfect. Lovely. The first thing I see in you is you have a lot of feelings and a lot of opinions that in the past have caused pain in your life. I see a family in the past, a group of people. Families are supposed to make us feel safe and secure and give us a sense of belonging. Your problems in the family in the past have been recreated by relationships, and that has caused a problem. I see someone in the past, possibly in the present, who can be charming, charismatic, attractive, but tends to go after what they want and not care about the feelings of people around them. And that could include you. Have you had a problem in a relationship with someone like that?
Gosh, I mean, not necessarily that I can think of.
Who do you live with now?
My husband.
How long have you been married?
5 years. We've been together for 11.
What does he do for a living?
He's a broker for oil tankers.
So he tends to be very entrepreneurial.
Yes. Yes.
You say yes. So his job and his work are very important to him.
Yeah, very important. Mm-hmm.
And is it difficult for him to balance work with relationship?
Definitely, yeah.
Right. So he tends to go after what he wants in the world, and it's hard for him to balance your feelings as much as his work. Do you get that? What I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm not saying he's a felon and he should do a radical relationshipectomy. I'm saying, in essence, I'm saying he's type A. And that's charming, charismatic, attractive. That's your basic, hardcore businessman who unfortunately at times cannot put their wife's needs and their family's needs first. Do you understand what I'm saying? Your problems will be second center. One-on-one relationships with significant other, giving birth to something personally in a relationship with a significant other, in a family, balancing that and development in a family. That would include issues with uterus, ovaries, fertility, and hormones. And over time, it could affect your digestion because it has to do with your self-esteem and your identity with your vocation. And that would include being a mother. What is your problem? What is your health problem?
I mean, we haven't been trying for kids, so I don't know about that side, but I was going to ask you about hormones. I was going to ask you about third chakra.
Well, hello. What are we talking about here? This is what we're talking about. Hello.
Amazing.
You've been involved for 10 years? Let's get this dog and pony show on the road. Why haven't you had kids yet? I'm giving you a hard time. This is my radio persona. If we were sitting in a cafe in Java, which she'd
be yelling at you in your face going, "Why are you going to have some babies?"
I think so. What's the problem? Enough already. How long do you want to wait before you have kids? You're 31.
I know. I mean, we were gonna wait or have it start thinking at the end of this year. So
Start thinking. A thought takes a second. We are start thinking, or have you been thinking?
Well, I've been thinking.
Thank you. That's it.
Yeah.
That's my point. You're thinking, and he's working. He's thinking about work, and you're thinking about the kids. That's my point. You know what you need to say? Have you watched the movie My Cousin Vinny?
Yes.
Do you know when that's Oscar Clip, Marissa Tomei, and you know what her name in the movie is called? Mona Lisa Vito, I might add. She stamps her foot and goes, my biological clock is clicking, ticking. All of my friends are having babies, but not so much. Your partner does not understand that your uterus and ovaries have a wear date, and they are kicking you in L-acetenia. And that is a clinical term for meaning they're going to start giving you symptoms that say, you know what? Use me or lose me. And you can quote me. And I'm telling you right now, and that will start to give you digestive symptoms because you'll want to know, third center has to do with self-esteem and responsibility. Your vocation is to not be a Mary Kay lady, Missy. You want to be a mama. You want to be a mother. And he's got to see that's important. What does he go out in the oil rigs? Is that his business?
I mean, not specifically. He actually would have kids if I was ready for it. I felt like I wasn't ready until.
You're going to talk to someone about this because you know what? If not now, when? There was a famous Jewish mystic, Hillel. He said, if I am not for myself, who will be for me? Mm-hmm. If I am for myself, what am I? And the last quote is, if not now, when? Mm-hmm. If you have an anxiety disorder and you're worried about it, then you need to deal with the anxiety because a lot of women who have issues with body image, weight, and anxiety put off having a child, and then their body gives them problems. So you have to talk to someone about what the barriers are for you for that. What do you do for a living?
I'm a holistic health coach.
I thought she was going to say she sells Mary Kay.
All I can say to you is your fertility from the beginning of this reading to the end. And usually, as Miss Nibs over there would say, usually I ask the person what the question is. And I preempted that and I went right to the reading without asking you anything because this reading was steeped in issues around fertility and hormones. I didn't know anything about you other than your name and your age. For God's sakes, you might have had elbow issues, for God's sakes. Do you understand?
Yeah, I mean, that's literally, I had no specific question other than hormones, so.
Right, so I'm just saying, not saying I'm so good, I'm saying the hormones were seeping right through my iMac machine here. And you can't get that as a standard equipment in iMac, okay?
Yeah.
So if I can hear your hormones, you certainly should be hearing them.
And you feel that?
I don't feel, no, I don't feel, you feel. We got 10 senses, 5 intuitive and 5 seeing, hearing, smelling, and tasting. If you care for someone, you pick up them. And so you carry cortisol and epinephrine for them. Mm-hmm. So you are the sensitive one in your family, capiche? You carried unspoken emotion. And that got translated to cortisol and epinephrine, went down to your adrenal gland, it released that, it affected your digestive tract. Mm-hmm. And it probably affected your body image. Mm-hmm. The epinephrine made you more likely to have anxiety. So you feel much more comfortable and much more in control of having a vocation. Motherhood, body gets out of control. But Missy, let us be very clear. You are mother from the beginning to the end. You're going to need someone to help you do that and handle your porous and sensitive brain. That by the way, is going to get much more sensitive. Mm-hmm. When you get hormones. So I don't blame you for being nervous. I tied my tube as God intended for me at the age of 36, but you don't need that because whenever I mention anyone, my acupuncturist, I'm thinking of having a baby. She goes, oh no, not for you. For you, that's different. I'll shut up now because Lillian's probably having a squirrel.
Megan, did she answer your question?
Yes.
She did? Okay. So for those of you who are listening right now on the radio and you're hearing this back and forth, this is Dr. Mona Lisa Schulz. She's a medical intuitive, And of course, Megan is asking for a reading by Dr. Mona Lisa Schulz. Are you surprised that she went right to the answer before you asked the question, Megan?
Yeah, because it wasn't specifically about fertility. It was just, I know my hormones have always been difficult for me to balance. And so
Megan, it could have been a lot of things. If anybody, you or anybody else listening wants to know more about readings or 1 hour, 2 hour readings, or any of my intuition classes, go to www.drmonalisa.com.
Okay, so Dr. Mona Lisa, you can find her at drmonalisa.com. But right now she is on the Lillian McDermott radio show /classroom. And while we're off the air, we get to have off the air conversations. So join us at Lillian's radio show so that you can learn more. And if you want to know who's on the show, you need to subscribe. You need to subscribe so that you are the first one to know where to tune into to find such wonderful teachers on the show. And we're going to continue our conversation on and off the air at whenyouneedafriend.com. We'll be right here waiting for you.
I'll be right here waiting for you.
So, Dr. Mona Lisa, I don't know where my phone is. I cannot find my phone.
You better work it. You know, you might need a CAT scan. Hold on, let me call my cat. Tammy, we got another patient. Yeah, can you fit the schedule?
Okay, before we finish with Megan, thank you so much for volunteering to do this. Do you have any follow-up questions for Dr. Mona Lisa?
I have a question also just about skin cancer, since I spent a lot of my childhood sailing and out on the water.
Megan, let me ask you a question. First of all, I apologize if I was tough. I don't mean to be tough and flippant. You know what I mean? Why are you laughing at me? I'm insecure. You know what I mean? It's just the way that you know what I mean? You have to be a little bit entertaining and humorous, because otherwise we're all serious here.
Yeah.
Second thing is, you have to understand, first of all, genetics. We all have a gene for some kind of cancer. We have an oncogene.
Mm-hmm.
And there are promoters, and then there are things that remove it.
Right.
And when I was in medical school, it was called the Knutson's two-hit hypothesis. And now everybody calls it, epigenetics, which I love it. Next year, they'll call it something else. Anyway, so that people can write different titled books and make more money. Anywho, the Knutson's two-hit hypothesis said that you got the virus and then some environmental chemical. Those two things came together and it turned the oncogene on and you got the cancer.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people say, oh, Epstein-Barr virus, it causes cancer. Well, that's the virus. And then the chemo thing might be alcohol, or it might be a hormone, might be body fat, so on like that. So the thing is, you already know you sailed a lot and you had sun exposure, but not everybody with sun exposure, Missy, gets cancer.
Right.
So it would be the second thing. I talked about cortisol. I was not kidding. That wasn't just a flippant response.
Mm-hmm.
That if you were the sensitive one in your family, when there's unspoken conflict, you carry cortisol in your body. Cortisol makes natural killer cells go down, and natural killer cells keep cancer cells at bay. They like that vacuum cleaner that goes around the carpet, that there's all kinds of photos now on YouTube where they have cats on them, running around. Anyway, the point of the matter is, if you're picking up everybody else's problems, you're working holistic health, and you did it growing up, that when they get angry, you get anxious, or they're in pain, you carry their suffering. That's going to make you release cortisol, which is going to make your natural killer cells not work as much. And any cells that you have in your body that are tend toward cancer are more likely to get cancer, especially if you had some kind of environmental agent like sun. So you're not doomed for skin cancer just because you were out in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Totally agree with that, Megan. Totally agree with that.
But even then, you don't want to be nutserini with all kinds of vitamins to suppress it. You also want to think of people as nutrients or people as sucking out nutrients as well. So you have to be careful of those as well. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been trying to work on energetic boundaries.
We're about to be muted. We're about to be muted.
When you need a friend, you can count on me. I'll be right here waiting for you.
You can text Lillian McDermott or leave her a voicemail at 407-373-5959. Once again, here's Lillian.
Welcome back to the Lillian McDermott radio show / classroom, where we always learn and grow together. And today's teacher is Dr. Mona Lisa Schulz. You can find her at drmonalisa.com. She has incredible classes. I've been to a couple of her classes for medical intuition. And although I am not a doctor or even a clinician or a nurse, I took it as a layperson, and I'm telling you, it's just makes a life coach a self-cleaning oven. But we still need our doctors, and we still need to be our own medical detectives. And that's what we talk about here on the show. We learn that we are not victims of our DNA, that we can turn on and turn off our DNA by the way we eat, by the way we think. And I just want to make sure that we all take ownership of our life, that we, instead of taking just the pill, we also take responsibility. And so if you are ready for that and you want to know, because the show is changing, we're recording on Facebook Live, we air a week later on the radio. And if you want to be a part of the live broadcast, I suggest that you become a subscriber at whenyouneedafriend.com. Also become a subscriber on my YouTube channel, like me and follow me on social media. And you can find all those little buttons at whenyouneedafriend.com. And when you are there, I ask that you please check out my sponsors. Without my sponsors, there would be no show. And so I want to encourage you to figure out how you can help them and support them. And so also, if you don't like social media and you like podcasts, then go to my podcast channel. So many different ways to stay connected. And so I want to make sure that you know that you can be a part of this audience by being on Facebook Live. Right now we have a community watching us from all over the world. And if you want to leave a message or private message, or if you want to leave a message on the comment section, we will also address the questions by with Dr. Mona Lisa. So Dr. Mona Lisa, I'm so grateful to you for being on the show and sharing your special gifts that we know that we all have. Why is it that we're afraid sometimes to tap into our emotional aspect, our intuition?
Because we have a conflict of interest. You ever go to the mailbox and there's bills there? The first thing you open are the checks.
Mm-hmm.
But the bills, not so much.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason is because we don't want to know the bad news. Intuition gives you good news, but often enough, the first thing that it comes to you is protection.
Mm-hmm.
It protects you. It tells you who's not good for you, why it's not, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
I use the medical intuitive rule of 3. I was going to use it on that woman. She didn't start in.
Mm-hmm.
She figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, people think that if their partner or somebody, there's an issue, they're not causing them, their health, to get a problem. Their body is directing them that through the work, the relationship, the family, that things need to be tinkered with so that they can be all they can be, their potential.
Mm-hmm.
So for that person, it's not that, oh, I need to get rid of my husband because he's the bad one, or I need to get rid of this house. It has to do with it needs to be adjusted. That's like saying, I don't like this hairstyle, so I should just cut all my hair off.
Which some people have done.
I understand that. However, I go in, I say, do something different with my hair. The hairdresser doesn't say, oh, really? And misinterpret it and take all my hair off. He just says, you might want to cut off an inch or adjust it. The same thing with the relationships. But when we have to listen to our intuition, we misinterpret it and think, oh, it's all wrong. It's black or white thinking. And it's not about that. So we don't want to open the envelope. We don't want to listen to it. And our brains have a frontal lobe that actually senses intuition so we can keep things the same on a short-term basis for survival. Keep the job, keep the relationship, keep the money in our place in society so we can keep the status quo for survival. But for chronic, long-term, you get these nameless symptoms that let you know that needs to be adjusted, that in that situation, you're not able to do what you're supposed to do in the world, that it's keeping you back. And that symptom in your body, you're not causing illness. It's a guide to reset your path. Just like that GPS device, if you don't make the turn in the correct way, it goes recalculating. It's very annoying. You want to unplug the machine? You want to not listen to your intuition? No, it resets your route and it recalculates how you want to develop your resources in the world.
Yes, very good, very good. That's a great explanation. So now, Dr. Mona Lisa and Shahnawaz, I want to unmute you. And so we have the question that you have for Dr. Mona Lisa Schulz, but she wants you to do the speaking because she does not want your caregiver right now to do the speaking. So would you like to say your name and your age?
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell your name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he will not tell his name. Yeah. His name is Shahnawaz and his age is 25.
No.
And what is his question?
Actually, he have a pretty ataxia. It's the muscular dystrophy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
You go, let him ask the question.
Okay. ये जरा बात कर रहा है किसी से फोन पे बात कर रहा है फोन पे बात कर रहा है किसी से.
Okay, so
yeah.
Shahnawaz?
Yeah. My name.
My name is, keep going.
No.
Yeah.
Shahnawaz, keep going.
Yeah. And I'm 25.
He's 25.
Good, you're 25, keep going.
Yeah.
How can I help? And good. How can I help?
I am. And
What did it, the mother, whoever's there, what did he just say?
Yeah, he's saying like I have a genetic disease. It's a muscular.
I understand that. That I understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how can I help?
Yeah.
I want to know.
He wants to know.
I know. I understood that. I want to know. Keep going. You're doing very good, Shauna. Go ahead. I'm sorry to mispronounce your name. I want to what better?
He wants to reverse.
Yeah.
You want to reverse?
Well,
okay. Do you want to know why I asked you to speak?
Yeah.
Good. I got that. That was a yes, right?
Yeah.
Good. Because we could go very fast and I could get your mother to speak and that would just be easy for everyone, wouldn't it?
Yes, right.
Right. But that's not how I roll.
Oh.
Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because, why? Now we're doing better. Because now you know that I'm interested in hearing from you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Because I have a genetic disorder.
Oh.
No, I don't sound like you, so I can pass. But I do. At 12, my spine curved 120 degrees.
Wow.
Wow. See that? We're hearing better from you now. Your voice is getting clearer. Somehow it's almost like it's reversing you. Right on the radio.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Anywho, I was in the hospital for 8 months and I had to have half of my spine fused into a stick.
Wow.
Wow. And all the x-rays that I had because of that caused me to have breast cancer.
Oh.
And the genetic disorder I have also caused me to have epilepsy.
Wow.
And autoimmune illnesses that made my eyes big, Graves' disease, Hashimoto's,
Oh.
yes, and disconnect all the nerves to my bowel.
Oh.
So I have a disorder that causes obstructions in my bowel that cause me to choke. Lillian knows this. Get small bowel obstructions, not be able to urinate. My spine is now fused from C3 all the way down.
Oh.
And as a result of that system, we'll talk about it when we come back.
Yeah, let's talk about this during the break, because this is the reason Shahnawaz has been so supportive of the show. He wants to reverse muscular dystrophy, and I believe he will. I believe he can.
Wait, if you're going to think about it a certain way.
Okay, yeah. And we're going to continue this conversation off the air at Lillian's Radio Show on Facebook.com/Lillian's Radio Show. And if you are watching now, if you want to make any comments, send some love, you can do that as well. And we're going to continue this conversation when we return at whenyouneedafriend.com. Please join us. We'll be right here waiting for you.
I'll be right here waiting for you.
Shahnawaz, I am so proud of you.
Are you
Okay.
serious?
Yes.
I gotta tell you, so in other words, the point of the matter is if it weren't for my epilepsy, which is related to my spine, I wouldn't be able to do intuition. I wouldn't have that. All the basic medical intuitives, who are real ones, and there are a lot of people who don't have that exaggerated gift, they always have extreme health problems. Huge health problems. And yes, all the health problems that I have are related to that. And the dyslexia, all that stuff, I read at the 6th grade level. And though I don't look as handicapped as you, I probably won't live as long as most people. Lillian doesn't want to believe that, but it's the case. So I want to think in terms of understanding your exceptional brain. People with Asperger's, they're savants. They have exaggerated gifts in the other place. My problem is probably progressive. There are certain types of muscular dystrophy that are progressive. You have to figure out the stressful things in your life that make it worse, like any other genetic disorder, like breast cancer and so on, that can hasten the genetic capacity. But if you have muscular dystrophy that you were born with, like a genetic disorder, you have to find what's unique about your brain. There are a variety of nutritional treatments and other exercise and mind-body remedies that might be able to make parts of you stronger. But it's clear that, like anybody who has a brain disorder, me included, you tend to use other people's brains to do things like speak for you, and you can't do it. One of the things that you could use to help you is, there's a book called The Brain That Changes Itself by Doidge, D-O-I-D-G-E. And a lot of people who've had strokes and all kinds of other disorders who are born with it, or it gets worse, including Asperger's, and including me. I've had surgeries where I died in the OR and had to be resuscitated. So I have brain injury from epilepsy, from getting hit by a truck, a car, and actually dying in the OR and having to be resuscitated. So my memory is really bad. And so I go to this lady who teaches me this this treatment that's in fast forward. It's in the brain that changes itself. It's called fast forward. You go to a speech and language pathologist. It's very hard. It's on Thursday afternoons for me, and no one gets a reading on Thursday afternoons because it puts me in a very bad mood. So you could try to learn with someone who learns that to help you, but it's painful. It's difficult. My problem would be progressive. If I don't do this, it will get worse. I will dement.
So what you're we're about to go back on the air on the recording for the radio. But what I'm hearing you say, Dr. Mona Lisa, is that you're encouraging Shahnawaz to find his voice.
They work with a speech and language pathologist, and they work with people. There are places that do this for people who've had strokes or brain injury. If you look in the book, they'll give you resources that can work with you from a motor point of view, a speech point of view, and a cognitive point of view to help either arrest progression or actually help reverse it. Because
You're about to be muted. You're about to be muted. Shahnawaz, hold on. Here we go. Please.
You can text Lillian McDermott or leave her a voicemail at 407-373-5959. Once again, here's Lillian.
Welcome back to the Lillian McDermott Radio Show / Classroom, where we're learning from one another. Today's teachers are Megan, Shahnawaz, Dr. Mona Lisa Schulz, and all of us who are watching this whole learning about medical intuition. We're all intuitive. And as Dr. Mona Lisa said earlier, sometimes we just don't want to look at it like our bills. We look at it because we think it's going to be bad news. But the reality is everything is a gift. Everything is a lesson. And so we heard a reading from Dr. Mona Lisa Schulz for Megan. And Megan is still with us. Maybe after the show, we can maybe talk all of us after the show. And then now we have Shahnawaz. So Shahnawaz has muscular dystrophy, and he's been a very strong supporter of the show. He's a nutritarian. He follows a nutritarian lifestyle. And so he's doing things for his nutrition. And so during the break, Dr. Mona Lisa Schulz had suggested that he also do speech lessons, and there's if don't want to go over that all over again, Dr. Mona Lisa, but is there anything, would you be able to do a reading for Shahnawaz?
Because it's disrespectful. Your problems in medical intuition or seventh center has to do with purpose in life. Why am I here? When you have a genetic disorder like you and I have, we come to the world with certain gifts that are innate in our limitations. I do a 2-hour reading now, and one of the end is this program to help facilitate treatments working for you. And one of the questions I have the person work on is, what flaw do you have in you, this part of your wiring, your genius, part of your intuition that lets you know that something in your life is out of balance, that's your wiring for an avocation, a calling, and spiritual evolution. And, you don't want to remove something that's part of the way that you were made. A friend of mine, I go visit them in Florida. And before I had my last surgery in July, I walked funny. I had paralysis in my feet. I kept falling down for a variety of reasons. It's why I had my last fusion at C3. Now I'm completely fused. But I kept falling down. And no one knew why. It's interesting. That was a synchronicity. Something fell. Anyway, but people I didn't know were making fun of the way I walked.
Oh.
In fact, on my birthday, years ago, I was walking down the street in Newport, Rhode Island. I used to walk leaning forward 70 degrees. And these girls behind us started laughing. And my friend turned around and went over there to yell at them because they were imitating the way I walked. I looked like someone, the doctor said, that had cerebral palsy.
Mm.
And so I had the surgery and it helped me regain my legs. And I don't walk like that anymore. But as a result, I have a lot of other health problems. Because if you keep bending a paperclip and bending it and bending it, it breaks. If you try to over straighten a spine, it can break your spinal cord or the nerves. And as a result of overly straightening my spine, it broke the nerves to my digestive tract. The point of the matter is why I used to go down to Florida. My friend said that people used to ask her mother, what's wrong with Mona Lisa? Why does she walk like that? Why does she walk like Frankenstein? They said I walked like Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Do you hear me, Shahnawaz? Do you understand?
Yeah. They ran me. And
Just
and
because you look and I look different doesn't
no.
mean I don't understand. And
Yeah.
you know what her mother said? Her mother said, don't make fun of Mona Lisa. That's the way God made her.
Oh.
I understand you now. Your voice is getting clearer.
Yeah.
Did you want to ask a question, Shahnawaz?
You can ask me a question, but I'm telling you, you can go to a speech and language pathologist and your speech can get better. You and I have more in common than you want to believe.
It will always. So,
You
I'm
can get better. You
Yeah.
can get better, but you do not want anybody to say that you can get rid of what you have. And I'll tell you why. I had people calling me from all over saying, I want my child to get rid of his Asperger's. Hell, Apple computer, the computer I'm talking about right now, it was probably started by a bunch of people with autism, Asperger's.
Yeah.
So you understand, so their parents say, get rid of my child's disorder. That's getting rid of their genius. In
So
fact,
I want to ask Shahnawaz, what
Yeah.
is your superhero skill that you have other than to make people feel special?
there you go.
Well, my older brother, Matt, man, always had as 2 years ago, and
I always had what?
yeah, my older brother,
Your older brother.
Matt, always knew me,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I always had my older brother what?
But
Yeah. His older brother passed away 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And what you are saying now?
yeah, and now I'm looking for anything other than other than drugs or medicine or my eating.
Can you tell me something? And I'm going to tell him something about his speech and how it can help and probably his movement. What is it about his brother, his older brother, since he's died? What is it?
Okay, let me check with him. आप कह रहे हो
Yeah.
तो दवाइयाँ लेता था इसलिए. Yeah.
And he can type it on my message center.
Okay, this is the story about your speech. You start out really strong, and then the longer your phrase length, the weaker your voice gets. It's because you lose cortical strength. You lose the muscle strength. Somebody can help you
No, I,
talk with shorter phrase lengths and your voice will be clearer. Do you understand what I'm saying?
yeah,
When you start out your sentence, your voice is clearer, but the longer the sentence, the more unintelligible it is. Someone can teach you how to speak with 2 or 3 word sentences, pause, let your muscles rest, and then speak again. Do you understand?
yeah.
Good. That's why you sound, it's easy to understand you when you use single or 2 word or 3 word sentences. Got it?
Okay. So Shahnawaz, hold off because let's talk off the air. But with radio, we have a limited time. And so Dr. Lisa Schulz, for those of you who would like to learn more, you do private readings, right, Dr. Mona Lisa?
Yes. You have to sign a consent form that acknowledges we're not having a physician-patient relationship. I'm not giving you a diagnosis, prescribing treatment, and doing psychotherapy. You go to www.drmonalisa.com, www.drmonalisa.com, or call 207-846-6475.
Oh boy, and that number again?
207-846-6475.
Okay, that's 207-846-6475 for those of you who would like a private reading, or maybe you would like to volunteer. Next time Dr. Mona Lisa is on the show, just like Megan and Shahnawaz was on the show today, you too could be on the show. Dr. Mona Lisa, I know we're going to continue our conversation off the air. Thank you so much for your gift, your talent, and everything that you do to make people rise to a higher level. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you to Megan and Shahnawaz, and we're going to continue our conversation off the air. And please remember, I'll be right here waiting for you. This is Lillian McDermott wishing you love, peace, joy, and unexpected abundance. Say it with me. Make it the best day ever.
The opinions and advice expressed on the Lillian McDermott radio show are intended for the individual callers and guests on the program and are presented to our wider audience solely for general educational purposes. Please act responsibly and consult personally with your own medical, psychological, or nutritional expert before taking any steps to improve your life.
Welcome back. Okay, so we're going to continue our conversation. Shahnawaz, thank you so much. I hope, do you feel that you got something out of the reading?
Well, yeah, I think I could, maybe,
Shahnawaz, let me say one other thing. We didn't have time. Okay.
yeah,
I went to this intuitive, Senora Raposo.
yeah,
Senora Moreira, sorry, wrong Portuguese. And I talked to her after she did a reading on me. And she said that my genetic disorder was related to my ability. She said that people called me all the time with all their health problems, and that I picked up their health problems and it made me sicker. And she didn't know anything about me other than my name and age. And I said, so what can I do about it? So her idea was talking to this team of doctors. That's what she did.
yeah.
And she talked to them and she came back and said, they said that if they could take away your gift, they could take away your illness. Do you get it? If they could take away my ability to do intuition, that means to make me normal, then they could take away my illness. Would I want that?
Yeah.
And how long do you think it took me to make that decision? 2 seconds. I said, forget about it. I didn't want to be normal. Think about how much you've learned by what you do after your brother's death. Do you talk to him? Are you able to contact him? There's something unique about your brain.
Let's hear what he has to say.
What did you say?
Do you speak to your brother?
I learned a lot. I learned because when I dropped all my many occasions. I went vegan, and I've been practicing like moving, standing up, moving around.
This is my point,
Yeah.
Shahnawaz. Is that when
Uh-oh. Did we lose?
Stevie Wonder wouldn't have been a wonder if he wasn't born blind.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, right. So you got that one. So I'm sure he doesn't want to be unblind because that means he wouldn't have his musical gifts.
Yeah.
Right.
Could someone have musical gifts? Even
Not like that. They always
no.
always have something different about their brain.
Yeah, but let's talk about Stevie Wonder. He was blind his whole life. He learned how to play music. That's something that's always in him. So if someone was able to restore his sight, he still would be a genius when it comes to playing the piano. You can't unlearn genius. And that's what I'm hearing you say.
No, he would his seeing would be very different, and his response would be very different. You can never. It's just like people who have cochlear implants. Their hearing is never the same as someone who is born with normal hearing.
Sure, and I understand that.
So what you're doing is you're trying to compare and say, I want to make you, quote, normal. There are people who are paralyzed from the waist down.
Mm-hmm.
They give them electrical apparatus that helps them walk again. It's not the same. It will never be the same.
Yes. Right. I wanted to start electrical muscle stimulation.
Okay, this is what I'd like to do. I want to have a private conversation where we can see Shahnawaz and Dr. Mona Lisa speak. And so what I'm going to do, Shahnawaz, if you're okay with this, and Dr. Mona Lisa, I'm just going to say goodbye to all of you on Facebook. And
No, I can't do that without a signed consent.
No. It's just so that we're not worried about being on the air anymore. Not as a private. This is not going to.
If it's not on the air, it can't be. It's a private thing, and then I have to do a consent in it. So
okay. So then we'll just leave it then. So what I'd like to do is I want to be able to see. I think it'll be a lot easier to see Shahnawaz. Is that okay? Can we see Shahnawaz at this point? Okay, Shahnawaz. So if you want to be recorded, because you will be recorded, will you be okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead. Let's see you.
Yeah.
Give you some access to the camera. And maybe that'll be easier because when somebody is speaking, it's easier to read lips. Don't you think? Yeah.
It is. That's how a lot of people understand me.
Yes. You said a lot of people understand you?
Yeah.
Yes. So do you want to go on you want to open your camera? Give access to your camera?
I need your umbrella. It says you dys-ease.
Okay, can you repeat that again? Say it one word at a time.
And saying you dys-ease. And I mean,
Disabled?
I have to enable your camera?
No.
Is that what you... Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on a second. I think that's what you said.
Yeah.
Let me go to my participants. Hold on a second. And I'm going to give you access to your camera. Okay, I'm giving you access. There you go. Sorry, I'm sorry, son of.
No.
There you go.
Hi,
There's
how
that
are you?
handsome young man.
Hello.
One thing I need for you to do that I need for you to get close to your microphone
Yeah.
because it's easier to understand you when you're
Oh.
closer to the microphone.
Yeah.
Do you have progressive muscular dystrophy?
Yes.
It's progressive.
And then I was 13.
13. So he got it when he was 13, right?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
who else did your brother have it?
Yeah. I have 2 more brothers.
2 more brothers.
Yeah.
Did the one who died have it?
Yeah.
Is that why he died?
Yeah.
Mm.
You need to go to a holistic neurologist, and there are some things that they might be able to do to put it in remission.
Oh.
From a medical intuitive point of view, it's addressed like any other illness, like breast cancer or ovarian cancer. You have to hold that mirror. It's addressed like anything else that's a genetic disorder, that's neurodegenerative or genetic disorder like cancer. It's a life-threatening illness. Like, for example, Lou Gehrig's disease. Lou Gehrig's disease, there was a study done by Evie McDermott that showed that if you have a strong purpose in life, you're more likely to hold the disorder at bay, have less stability, and be more likely to live longer with less handicap. So that's ALS, which used to be considered universally fatal in 5 years, just like muscular dystrophy. So much that was so effective that neurologists changed how they looked at Lou Gehrig's disease. So you want to really, from a medical intuitive point of view, just like anybody else who had a life-threatening illness, you want to look at what your real purpose in life is. It's not like, it can't be your health. It has to be something that you want to live long enough to master. Like for me, I started studying the Torah, the Talmud, and the Zohar in Hebrew, because to be a Talmudic scholar, it takes a lifetime to do that. And precisely, I want to live a whole nother lifetime. So you have to start to do something that require you to live till you're 70 to finish. So I want you to start doing that. You can't focus all day long on stopping your illness. That can't be it. And then you have to do something that's an avocational calling that has nothing to do with your illness. Many people say that's insensitive, Mona Lisa, because I feel sick, I feel tired, I'm in pain, and I can't function until my health problem is done. You can't do that. Studies suggest that the way that it can help you put yourself in remission or have this stability from your disorder is to actually find the purpose in life and immerse yourself in it.
Okay, so Shahnawaz, what is your purpose?
Well,
Get your microphone close.
But he said, I don't know.
No, he said, well.
so it's every week.
Yes.
Um,
Mm.
well, I think I'm able to
I'm able to
learn a
learn.
lot, and I can see people a lot. It is not only because my voice is cracking above that that happens when I'm nervous.
It's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, but
You don't need to be nervous. You don't need to be nervous. You're here, and we're here to help. But
yeah,
do you have a passion? What is your passion? Just say what your passion is.
I love to maybe sing. I love singing.
You love singing.
Yeah,
You love to sing?
yeah. I love
Can I tell you something? Listen, that would be like me saying that I want to do pole vaulting. It has to be. See, I got you to laugh.
yeah,
Trust me, that is not practical right now. I didn't say down the road you couldn't sing. I'm saying an avocation or calling, something that you can study now. Cerebral palsy does not affect your brain. You're not your intellect, and you know it. So the point is, I know. So the point is, there's something that you can study, that you can read, and you can learn for a career. Yes, a career. I keep hearing you say, I don't care what Lillian says. I know what's going on in there. She says, you're not saying, I don't know. I'm hearing, I don't know.
No, he said, well.
Okay, it's the same thing as I don't know. Okay, see, he's laughing. Don't be cagey. Just because you have muscular dystrophy doesn't mean I'm going to hold you just as tough as anybody else. I'm treating you just like anybody else.
yeah.
Right, that's what you like. So therefore, I'm going to be tough with you. You want to live. You want to stop this process. You're going to learn a skill so that you can get a job. And quite frankly, singing ain't going to be it for a while. So therefore,
But he loves to sing, and I love to sing too. So that is something that makes his heart feel good.
but that's not a job.
Very
So
good.
the point is that you're going to learn something. You're going to have your mother, whoever's out over there. I'm sure that's somebody who's lovely. That's right, very lovely. Hi, how are you? Who's going to help you get a program study. The phrase is stay in school. They either come to your house, you should be going to school and learning classes.
Yeah.
Shahnawaz, so have you gone to school?
Yes.
Did you graduate from high school, college?
Well, yeah. I went to college.
To college?
Yeah.
What did you study?
Business. Management.
Can you say that?
My teacher said that I'm the smart student. She has the but
What is it?
no but my
What was he studying?
my teacher said that I'm the smartest student.
Is that your mother? What was he studying?
My mom. I'm the
Is your mom still there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
what's the apple?
What was he studying?
Yeah. Yeah. Business.
Man,
Yeah. He finished business management and he have a diploma from Humboldt College.
Is it an MBA?
no.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
You have to start doing something. There are a lot of people who have cerebral palsy, who have degenerative problems. Stephen Hawking worked for years. Stephen Hawking worked for years with degenerative disorders, ALS. Much longer than you're supposed to live.
This is my point. I think I can reverse.
He thinks he can reverse.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing is you have to act like you are reversing it. Look at
Yes,
life.
I am.
He
I
is.
know you, but I want you to start working. Start studying and working beyond thinking about reversing. I want you to act like your life is reversing. You have to
Yes,
have multiple people.
it is. It is.
It is. He is improving. Dr. Mona Lisa, he wrote to me and he said that he's now seeing some incredible signs that from nutrition. He follows Dr. Joel Furman.
I
Yeah.
think that's great. But what I'm saying is, I want you to start. You don't live to do healthcare. I want you to live to do something. I want you to create some kind of work. You're not just living to not die. You're not just living to not get worse. You're living to be something.
Oh,
Get that?
very.
That's going to help you. That's how Stephen Hawking lived longer. I'm
Yeah.
really trying to help. I wish you good luck. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, Megan. I want to encourage all of you to like and share this video. And, you know, Dr. Mona Lisa comes on the show from time to time. If you want to receive a reading from Dr. Mona Lisa, just send me an email at lily@whenyouneedafriend.com. Thank you, Shahnawaz. It's nice to meet you. I'm telling you, he's an encourager. He's an encourager. Just keep encouraging people. That's how you. Thank you. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I'm going to say goodbye on Facebook.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And on YouTube. Bye.